Rockford community members and leaders call for unity as Eliminate Racism 815 Summit on Racism asks attendees to embrace differences.
WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns why organizers believe Rockford must find strength in diversity.
Sitting side by side,
we live through racism every day.
Those from all walks of life fight bigotry, starting with conversations.
Racism exists in Rockford. It's no secret.
At each table, Summit on Racism attendees share life experiences and write goals for a more inclusive Rockford.
Answering questions, listening, paying attention to each other, it all makes a big difference.
We like to have Rockford framed as really a welcoming community.
Shelton Kay helped organize the event. He believes the table talks embody the day's theme, embracing differences for a change.
Really, it's saying get out and know your neighbors. Get out and talk to people that are different from you. Get a perspective of where they're coming from.
Organizers believe the best way to defeat division is celebrating diversity.
One of the things that we really need to do is make sure that we are embracing everyone, making everyone feel like they belong here.
We are fighting against racism, and we're trying to make Rockford a better place.
The event's leaders see the summit as the first step toward valuing every life in Rockford.
Maybe this seed that's planted in Rockford might be planted throughout the world.
In Rockford, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.
The Rockford Regional Health Council plans to share the goals created from the summit. They'll be split between short and long-term objectives for the community.